Yesterday, I got rid of 14 different pieces of gear I wasn't using anymore, and a few hours later, I found myself with a guitar that replaced all of it. No hyperbole. Recently, I've been looking around at what I have, and I think to myself, you know what? I don't have time, I don't have the space, and I don't want to have all of this stuff. So I just started thinking about what I actually use, what I actually need, and what's just kind of there. There are a few things that I'll never get rid of for sentimental reasons, but there were a few guitars, amps, and pedals that I just wasn't using. And it wasn't the fact that they weren't great. A lot of these things that I got rid of were awesome. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to start taking pictures, I'm going to start listing things, and I'm just going to commit. We're going to get rid of them. And I was able to do so with the more expensive stuff online, but that left me with a lot of the kind of smaller things like pedals, smaller amplifiers, PA systems, and a few guitars that, when it comes to the shipping and all the fees, make it a little bit less appealing to sell online. Unfortunately, I live in a kind of remote area, so I didn't think I had many other options for offloading the rest of the stuff. Replay Guitar Exchange was the local mom and pop shop. It's about an hour and a half away from where I am right now, and they closed at the end of last year, which really sucked. That would have made things really easy, and that left me with either Reverb, which we already discussed I didn't want to do for financial reasons, or listings on Craigslist, and no, I'm not doing that. Not a fun time. I never had that go smoothly. So I ended up going online and trying to see if there was a pawn shop or something within, an hour or two drive, so I could just take it, get what I can, and move out. And I was surprised to find that there was a guitar shop that I had never heard of about 45 minutes north. So I called just to make sure they were going to be open. Once they said they were, I loaded the car with everything I had and I started driving north. They got a Les Paul custom out in front. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and check it out. Once I got to the store, I let the owner know straight away that I was there to trade in a bunch of stuff, and after bringing it all in and waiting for them to do their evaluations of how much they'd actually give me, whether for cash or for potential trade-in credit, I thought I'd look around a little bit, and I was really surprised at the quality of inventory they had. Naturally, I gravitated towards the wall of Telecasters. I played a Fender Custom Shop Esquire 1963 reissue with the Bigsby, a 1961, and a 1960 new old stock, and all of them were fantastic in their own right. But at the end of the rack, there was something that I could not believe I had seen, because it's been years since I saw one of these in person, and when I picked it up, I knew I had something special in my hands. All that gear I wasn't using anymore turned into this. 2013 American Vintage 1958 reissue Telecaster. The first thing I thought when I picked this thing up was, my God, this is a feather. Weighs a hair over 6 pounds, but that's not what sold me on it. The neck shape is incredibly good. I can't remember the last time I had played one of these guitars. It's been probably almost a decade at this point, but when I played the thing unplugged, this is the most alive Telecaster that I've ever encountered, and that's saying something, because I've played quite a few in my day from, yesteryear and more modern contemporary models, but this thing just rings like a bell, and on top of that, the whole guitar just vibrates. You feel everything when you play it. So once I plugged it in, I knew I had a keeper in my hands. In this day and age, you buy so much stuff online, and sometimes you can get super lucky with an instrument. It doesn't matter what the brand or the model is, right? But when you're in person, it's just so much different, and it's so much more like clear what's going to work for you, what's not going to work for you. And it's funny because you looked at that wall, and I played all those Fender Custom Shops, and there was nothing wrong with any of them. I would have been happy with any single one of those guitars if I was in the market for a Fender Custom Shop, but at the end of the day here, this one smoked all of them to me and what I like out of an instrument, and it really just wasn't even close. So it's kind of funny that I went in and I offloaded a bunch of stuff I wasn't using, and I walked out of that place with a guitar that I can't see myself not using, because one of the other things that I noticed as soon as I sat with this is I just felt right at home, and it felt like I've had this guitar my whole life. And besides the timeless advice of it's always best to try before you buy, this reinforced two things that I've said for years on this channel. And the Offset people, you're not going to be happy with me on this, but it's just the God's honest truth. If you could only have one guitar, you're forced to have one, it should be a Fender Telecaster. These are just they're as good as it gets, man. They're just fantastic. And number two, the specific line of guitars, the American Vintage reissues from 2013 to 2017, I have never played a bad one. I've never even played a decent one. Every single one that I've played across all the different models have been either great or downright jaw-droppingly good, and this falls into the jaw-droppingly good category. I don't know what it is about these, but in the next video, it'll be an actual demo. We'll play the thing through the amplifier. I just kind of wanted to give you my whole thought process and everything that went down, because it's something that doesn't happen all that often for me, and now I'm super fortunate that I found an awesome guitar shop and potentially try out some other stuff along the way as well. Thank you for watching today's video. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. And other than that, I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.